Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Steelers' firing of Matt Canada is unprecedented in franchise history. The Pittsburgh Steelers' decision to fire offensive coordinator Matt Canada on Tuesday was noteworthy for two reasons. The first is that it ended a miserable 2.5-year run of offense that had seen fans consistently calling for his job. The second is that the Steelers simply do not fire coaches. Especially not during the season. Pittsburgh is famous for only have 3 different head coaches, Mike Tomlin, Bill Cowher and Chuck Noll, since the start of the 1969 season, but it is also notoriously patient with its assistants. So patient, in fact, that Tuesday's firing of Canada was the first time the Steelers have fired a head coach or coordinator during the season since the 1941 season. Even then it involved Bert Bell, who was a co-owner of the team, firing himself. That just shows how bad things had become with the Steelers' offense. If it gets them to make a coaching change in season, things must be dire. Canada ran the Steelers' offense for 46 games, including playoffs, and never saw the team record 400 yards in a single game and only topped the 30-point mark 2 times. As of Sunday, the Steelers ranked 28th in the league in points and 28th in total yards. Starting quarterback Kenny Pickett has also failed to take a step forward in his second season. It is clear something needed to change, and it resulted in the Steelers making an unprecedented, for them, change on the sidelines. They gotta find that guy. Patrick Peterson wants to see a leader emerge on offense. For much of the season, the Pittsburgh Steelers have relied on their defense to keep the score down, allowing a struggling offense to put together a drive late in games to engineer victory. The Steelers have won all 6 of their games by 1 possession as the defense managed to hold the opposing offense under 20 points or created splash plays to turn the momentum in favor of the offense, or simply got the ball into the end zone themselves. Still, despite being 10 games into the 2023 season, a true leader has yet to emerge on the offensive side of the football for Pittsburgh. Former Steelers CB Bryant McFadden brought that topic with current Steelers CB Patrick Peterson, having him name of several names on the defensive side of the ball that he would consider leaders, and then asked him to do the same on the offensive side of the ball. That's a good question, Mac Peterson responded to McFadden on All Things Covered. They gotta find that guy, man. You probably think about this as well. Like this is not an excuse. Like we have, on the offensive side of the ball, there's not very many guys that really played a ton of football and really had an opportunity to lead a room. And they haven't had many guys to really show them how to lead a room. So I feel like if that's my job, to do a better job at giving Kenny Pickett nuggets on how to grab the bull by the horn, although I'd never been on the offensive side of the ball. But maybe giving him some nuggets on how to galvanize the troops, how to get the troops together, how to get everybody to buy into what coach want to call or his philosophy, because we're right there, man. It's disappointing when a player like Peterson, who is a vested veteran and has served as a team leader during his time with the Cardinals and Vikings prior to coming to Pittsburgh, can't instantly answer McFadden's question of who the team's offensive leader is by saying QB Kenny Pickett's name. The thought coming into the season was that Pickett had seized control of that leadership role, being named the outright offensive captain by his peers. HC Mike Tomlin called it a demonstration of the respect and regard the team has for Pickett and the leadership he had shown during the offseason and down the stretch in 2022. However, with the Steelers at the halfway point this season, Pickett's leadership has been in question. He's managed to come alive in the fourth quarter to construct some comeback victories, displaying leadership qualities in the clutch. However, the young quarterback hasn't been a guy who has necessarily picked his teammates up on the field. After the team's loss to the Browns last Sunday, expecting the team's hopeful franchise quarterback to do a better job of rallying the troops on the sidelines and providing a calming presence on the field rather than looking rattled himself. To Pickett's defense, he really hasn't had someone teach him to be a leader as he has competed for the starting job with QBs Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph, who haven't really ever held that role themselves. RB Najee Harris was recognized as one of the team's leaders on offense, but his reduced role on the field has seemed to impact this during the 2023 season. Deontay Johnson is more of a quiet guy who leads by example along with OGs Isaac Seumalo and James Daniels. Mason Cole has been a positive presence in the locker room, but really isn't someone you would turn to as the vocal leader of the team. The reality is, Pittsburgh needs Pickett to be that guy. He was drafted to be that guy. He is expected to be that guy as the quarterback of the offense. Sure, Peterson and other team leaders like OLBTJ Watt and DL Cameron Hayward can help him along, but Pickett must show he can take the reins and lead this offense as its commanding presence in the huddle and on the sideline. It might only be year 2 for the young passer, but he's got to show he's capable of filling this role, otherwise Pittsburgh may have to look elsewhere for a franchise quarterback who is. Steelers are signing notable veteran LB. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been in the news plenty on Tuesday. First, it was the firing of offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Now they are looking to add some depth on defense. According to Adam Schefter, the Steelers are signing veteran linebacker Blake Martinez off the Carolina Panthers practice squad. One thing about the Steelers is that they are always looking to improve their roster. With all of the injuries in the NFL, having depth is a necessity. The Steelers just lost linebacker Quan Alexander to an Achilles tear. Adding Martinez is simply to give them another body in the linebacker room. He has not played at all this season and has played only 7 games in the last 2 years. This move will not move the needle for the Steelers. This tweet by Brian Batko pretty much sums up what Martinez has been doing for the last few years. Oddly enough, this is the second recently retired linebacker to sign with the Steelers. They also signed Miles Jack to their practice squad on Monday. If the Steelers are serious about improving their linebacker core, they should be interested in Shaquille Leonard. The former All-Pro linebacker was just released by the Indianapolis Colts. Leonard is not the player he once was, but he could still fill a need as an inside linebacker in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are 6-4 and still have a shot at the division title and playoffs. There is no reason for them to stop adding linebackers now. And you fan, what do you think of the Blake Martinez situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.